it must have an impact on you. When you look at it, you say, wow. An immediate impact, not just you walk past it and say, what the hell is that? That doesn't work, not in my book. Sometimes when I work with the night light, electric light, next morning I pull the curtain, you know, my little makeshift studio, and it hits me. I take it to the natural daylight and it looks like, pardon my English, a piece of shit, but it looks terrific under the electric light. Then I have to achieve something so it looks perfect or near perfect, to my judgment, in different lights, and it's not easy. What looks absolutely 100% tremendous under electric light, suddenly you take it to the natural daylight and it looks like a piece of shit, so which is the right light? That's very difficult. Most galleries all around the world, they use artificial light to make a judgment with the light which is the best light for that particular piece of art. Because under a different light it's going to look nothing. So they know that. It's gimmicks. You know, so that's how the trade comes in. Rembrandt used gold in everything. Added gold to the black, added gold to the yellow. Everything is gold and silver, which enhances the colors as well, makes it more vibrant and luminescent. That's a word for it. That was his secret. Gold and silver, he mixes into those colors. And I'm doing it, and I find something incredible. They become dimensional. Certain light hits it, and it reflects back because the gold. I tried to break it down, see how he's done it, and what color range he used. And it killed me because I said, it's got to be a way he created this color. And I experimented, and one day it really hit me because I looked at one of his masterpieces and I see the gold coming through. I said, wow, bingo. So I started mixing the gold in, and that was it. So it's a million ways you can approach art, mixing colors and different tools and all that. But practice makes a master. And that's what it is. You got to do long years, and nothing is perfect in life. I mean, I can do 100 paintings and I think they're all perfect. Maybe one or two are exceptional. The rest people won't even like it. So what does that mean? So who's right, who's wrong? Somebody tells you that this is top art. You should have your own judgment and opinion, because art should be very individual and it should be up to people's individual taste. I believe that. So when I put a painting on the wall and out of 10 people, 8 is going to turn around and say, oh wow, look at that, that's nice, that's beautiful. That's what I like to achieve in my artwork. And it's not easy, it's very difficult because, well, we all supposed to have an individual taste, whatever it's art or clothing or shoes, whatever, fashion. That's how it should be. You should look at it properly and say, yes, I like it. I treasure that, you know, when people turns around, sorry, it's not my cup of tea. I understand, I don't knock them for that, because that's their right. That's their personal taste. So it's very difficult, and you know, they all say you can't please everybody all the time. So I can only do what comes out of my mind and my hands can do, which I think is good, that pleases me. But it doesn't necessarily mean that is good. That's my judgment, my feeling, or the way I see it. I like it, that's my privilege. Whether it's a piece of shit, pardon my English, it's bad art, that's another story. I really firmly believe something. There is no such a thing as an absolutely perfect, finished piece of art. Never been achieved yet. I don't care whether it's a Michelangelo or Leonardo da Vinci. You can pick faults in every piece of art which ever been created. Sometimes I battle with it. I change the same painting 20 times, change a little line, redo the background, because I'm not happy with it. And the amazing thing is, it even happened with the old masters. So I'm not the only one. You look at the painting and you say, oh, I'm happy with it now. it's finished. I hang it on the wall, and 6 months later I look at the same piece of art and say, oh God, what have I done here? Then you see the faults in it. The very important thing is to an art is the self-satisfaction, the enjoyment. When I finish what I think it's a good piece of art, that's a magnificent feeling. You can't describe that. Money cannot buy that. That's something you created. It's called creation. And same thing with a piece of music, or people write books. That's the artist. The talent proves that you can do something unusual or outstanding, and it's a beautiful feeling. There is a spark of spirit in every human being. And when you leave this earthly flesh and bone, which is nothing, you come from ash and go to ash, which is proven even the Bible. But there is a spark, which they're still debating. The Buddhists reckon it's in your navel or somewhere else. Different religion tell you the spirit, your spirit, well, where is it? It's a spark. And there's nobody can pinpoint it where it is. Where does it come from? In the brain, a brain cell, electricity and all that, magnetism, different explanation for it. But there is definitely, every human has a spark. It's not only your brain. I mean, who puts the talent there? This is the whole point. So there is a spiritual thing which I think is above us. I believe in. There is a spirit. And that spirit gives you the chance or the right to do this. Whatever you write a book or play music, become a famous composer, whatever. On this earth you get two different types of people. They all have human shapes and forms, but not all the same when it comes to brain waves and intelligence. It's like two different, like one is from this planet and the other one born here, the other one born somewhere else and put here. I believe that. There's something in it, definitely. It just grabs you sometimes. I go outside and I look at something and I rush in and I start doing a painting. Your brain creates an image or whatever, and you have to recognize the signal that is something your brain is telling you to put something on the canvas. Wakes me up 2 o'clock in the morning and suddenly it's there. And how many times I make a cup of coffee and I forget it goes cold because I forget the coffee and I forget I'm here. I'm on a different planet. My brain takes over and I'm doing the image. That's what happened with this today. I made a cup of tea and went icy cold because I forgot about it, because I got involved with this. And that's the way it should be. That's called inspiration. That you cannot learn. I don't care what degree you have, education or whatever, training or art lessons. You either have it or you don't. The talent is born with you. It's God's given gift. It's there. It's in your brain. It's inside of you. That's your soul. The smallest can become the largest, and the largest becomes the smallest. They're coming to that conclusion. Depends where you're standing, the distance. So it may sound crazy to you. You look at, say, this leg, which is a piece of steel. Maybe galaxies in there. It's just a matter of trying to adjust your mind to accept that. But we cannot with the human mind. The normal human mind, that's what they say, you crazy or what? How could say a cow have galaxies in her leg? Or a pig? Or maybe I have galaxies in me. But it's all becomes one. The smallest and the largest. This is the whole point. They coming into the atom, smaller and smaller parts they're finding. So where is the end? So I'll still believe in the smallest is the largest and the largest is the smallest. Depends where you stand in a galaxy and what distance you're looking at it. Simple answer. The real fact is, it's unknown. We're all guessing about it. Different religions tell you this way, that way. Nothing is proven till you get to the gate. This is my belief. Then we know. In one split second, you know exactly what hell and what heaven is. And then it's, if there is a spirit or a God, which I believe there is a spirit, you can call it God or you can call it 100 different names. There is something better and bigger than we are, that I believe in. It's a spiritual being which is just, and it's called karma. You know, the old saying is different religions give you explanations differently. But the fact remains, we've been put on this earth as a spirit for a purpose. And once you fulfill your purpose, your destiny is the word, then you're ready to depart this little dirty, polluted earth, and then we find out. But even then, whatever, it's called destiny, everyone has a fulfill a destiny on this earth. People don't realize that, whether you like it or not. Some people tell you, it's a big book, all your life is written in there, and sometimes when you change, you think you change your destiny. That's exactly how it was written, and you think you're so happy, oh, I changed my destiny. No, you haven't. That's exactly what's written in the book. You only think you did. And I found something, I'm an old man, I found something incredible. Sometimes things happen to you and you say, why me? What have I done wrong? And you don't see the purpose in that what happened. And a few years later, they'll fit like a little mosaic. Then you see why it happened. So it makes a connection somewhere, continuing. Then you see the reason why it had to happen. Whether it's luck or good luck or bad luck. All for a reason. So it all fits at the end. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. I really believe that now, because I put things together years later. I said, why did I have to go through that thing and this thing? It made sense after. Years later. Why? And people complain, why it has to happen to me? Because that's your destiny. And whatever you can cry and scream and jump up and down, it's going to happen. You can't change it. That's your destiny. Like the bigger figure is a God image or a spiritual image behind the little figures, the humans. And this bigger figure is looking down like out of space. Again, that's my interpretation of space and distance and sizes. So it doesn't really matter. But then again, you have to use imagination to see that, to feel that. And at times, I had people who bought the painting, they said, oh, this is unbelievable. They could see it, they could feel it, is the better word for it. So it didn't give them a shock, and they said, what the hell is that? That little figure running around, that big standing figure. So what? Again, what's distance, small or big? Means nothing.